actually turning right wing. A lot of them foundational Black Americans are actually in alignment with white Americans, white right wingers. It's going.
Fellow's opinion. Remember, there's no data to back up what he's saying. It's just his opinion, everybody. Let's see some data on that, Othello. Let's see a link or something other than one man's opinion to claim that black people are becoming right-wing extremists, when it's actually just the exact opposite. They're all left-wing extremists. And when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, if you went to politically correct, you could hear all the left wokeists led by gay black men screaming, "Oh, thank God that thank God that white boy racist is dead." You should hear the gay black men on this app. You want to talk about sociopaths and psychopaths? All you got to do is listen to a gay black man on this app for 20 to 30 minutes, and you will realize they are psychotic, they are neurotic, and they're homicidal, and sometimes they're suicidal, but generally they're just low IQ. I'll rest my case. Hello? And again, they're left woke Democrats. They're not right-wing conservatives. They are left-wing, woke, racist, hypocritical, gay Democrats. That's what they are. Not what Othello says. Everything Othello says is a propaganda. Hello?
Well, let me ask you a question. Isn't SIG right-wing? Isn't people like Anthony and a lot of these people that are popping up with these right-wing ideologies popping up here and left and right? You have a lot of black people that voted for Trump and a lot. The immigrants out, then that'll open up housing, that'll open up jobs. Yeah, you do have black people embracing right-wing ideologies.
Yeah, you got one guy called Sig who leads a room with a bunch of white people and a bunch of Jews. One big black man. That's it, Othello. If Sig is your data, your evidence, again, it's just your stupid opinion. Get some fucking links in the chat. Hello?
They know I'm right.
No, they don't know you're right. They know I'm right and that you're just a fucking propagandist, misinformationist dumbass. You spread stupid information because you're stupid. You're fucking stupid. That's what you are. And this is your roast, stupid. Okay, you're LARPing. You're LARPing as a white wizard from Lord of the Rings, you fucking idiot.
Skimming the surface and going with like the mainstream fucking magician. Shut the fuck up.
Going with the mainstream magician. Oh, okay. Sig is your evidence that blacks are all turning towards Trump and are conservatives. Oh, it's called poetry, you stupid fucking moron. I'm complete and I'm done talking to you, you fucking loser.
So how do you feel, Othello?
About what?
About the whole thing about America.
I think that when black foundational Americans and white Americans, when we unite, you'll see the golden age in the United States.
Really? Wait. So you're excluding all other races, only white and black?
No, I'm not excluding. You guys can be here. What I'm saying is
That's what I was trying to tell you earlier, Grim. Like, black Americans, you remember how I told you they kind of look at, like, white Americans are kind of the last people they look at? It's because they all white Americans and black Americans, at least a lot of them, largely they've been here for like 400 years. So they look at each other as countrymen, even though they're a different race. They look at you guys as all
like siblings who fight at times but still got each other's back because they got that long relationship.
Yeah, but they look at Asians, who obviously
as like the adopted child.
That came much later, and so they don't look at. They basically have a nativist image where
right.
So
okay, I have to stop my workout. I gotta give you my little. The way that you said that though.
Yeah, we all gotta pay the black tax to make it right. They want the free money. They want to tax you and get that tax money with the black tax.
Hey, come on, that's freaking.
Is fucking this is the same guy you kicked out earlier.
All right, but yeah, come on. I'm using a.
He has a similar view. So most people, like including myself, think that like the 1965 Immigration Act was the worst thing to happen to our country. And I'm not being hyperbolic there. I literally believe it. I want the country to remain overwhelmingly white. That's a view that quite a few of us have, but while acknowledging that, we don't look at them as non-Americans.
But we had this discussion before, right, Pepe? And it's up to your racial group, the white people, to maintain that majority by making sure that you guys have enough children with each and every next generation.
But see, Grim, that's how everybody else thinks. It's just in-group, out-group, and what you're seeing, this is what white people do not do. They don't do what you just said, because that's like dissolve. That's like thinking in the past. And nowadays, every white person is a fucking Democrat, and they're all liberal. So that type of perspective will never, ever occur, no matter how hard or how fascist or how crazy the situation gets with wars or famine or currency. White people in this country just don't act that way. They've completely dissolved into the network. It's only black people and Asian people that want to call themselves out and say, tax the white. You know how fucking stupid that is?
I'll say this. There is like a double standard, right? Whereas I look at black and whites and Native Americans to be the primary, to be like blooded, not quite blooded, so like, we're like the original Americans. A lot of ways, including myself, we do kind of contradict ourselves. Like, I would date an Asian or Hispanic woman, but not a black woman. Like, I don't really, from around, we do kind of, a lot of us do kind of have, we do kind of have like a ring order, what is it like? We generally find more appealing, and most of us are going to find Hispanic people and Asian people much more tolerable than black people, despite us looking at glasses or going to There you go.
How do you not date? If you don't think all women are beautiful and beauty is beauty, then again, I'll just say you're low IQ and stupid.
Nobody said you can't find a black woman attractive. Nobody said that.
Universe, you're bringing down the quality of the conversation, please.
When I was growing up, my parents, they used to say, right, their sons and stuff, we go to each other's houses and all of that stuff. Like, it's kind of known by the time you're in high school that, like, yeah, you don't want you sure so don't want you talking to your daughter, though. I mean, they had a preference. That's that.
Can you refresh me on what the last thing you said, Othello, because it was very compelling. You said America should be such and such way. You said something to me along the lines of that America should be this way in terms of race. I just don't remember exactly what you said.
I was saying that it's a white community in North Carolina, right? And they only want to live amongst white people. Like, if you're a GD fan, something where you have an Indian wife, you're not allowed to do it. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't think that. I think that everyone can have their own community.
Something you said triggered me. If you could just get right to the jugular, and you said it would be better for America to be like X, Y, and Z in terms of race. I just don't remember exactly what it was you said.
When I said that blacks and whites need
No, I didn't. No, well, no, I think it was something like you were saying. Black people.
You're like, okay, it's okay to be white, right? But they're struggling to galvanize the youth, and they're struggling to get to kind of like bring in that cool factor to get people really on board. You know what I mean? So
Okay,
what if
that wasn't it.
Hold on. Let me just get this out because let me get one idea out. So if their whole shtick is to you know running like a "it's okay to be white" kind of revival, you know what I mean? I think that's limiting. Why don't you just unite on an American thing and get unite blacks and whites, since we control all these major industries and have this influence, all over the world, why don't we just unite as Americans and unite under one banner and when they only focused on their specific community.
Okay, but there was definitely something that you said that tipped me off that you were like very much pro-black. There was something that you said, but never mind. We have it on replay anyway. But this is I have a response to both you guys, Pepe and you. So America, I'm probably just saying things you already know, but. As time went on, the Constitution and other key documents of the nation were reinterpreted to mean something different. They were reinterpreted to apply to broadly to all people, and the Constitution was held up to a more idealistic standard of like moral values, humane. It entered a more abstract realm or space, and pulled more away from being like an ethnic based sort of philosophy. So now you have people of all different races in America: white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and so on, who have the same rights, right, as a citizen. So theoretically, any individual with enough ambition can achieve any sort of position in America, and so this is how the rules of the game have been established now, and what that has allowed is for anyone to vie for these positions as long as they are determined and ingenious enough to maneuver, jockey, strategize into getting into these positions.
And Grim, that's very true, Grim. I like the way you phrase some of these things. But I think for me, from my perspective, I had to learn the game myself. Nobody was teaching me the game, right? I had to go explore it. I had to go find it. I feel like in America, if you have somebody teaching you the game that's actually going to lead to prosperity, you're lucky. And, Yas and I got into it earlier, but one thing we agree on is like being black is not a monolith. But just in general, there's some Asian people in America who would do really well, but they have poor guidance. The stuff that you're saying, you're clearly well informed, and that's either from your own doing or from your family's doing. But not all people have that. That's kind of like
American and an immigrant, one is in a state of peace while the other is in a warlike soldier mindset. I don't want to be complacent and feel like I'm waddling in a peaceful vibe like such a hippo in the mud. I am definitely thinking that every second that passes, it's war. It's wartime for me. And that's the kind of mindset that I have. Not that I'm just against everybody around me or anything like that, but just the ferocity of wanting to be the most that I can be, just the level of ambition and drive to just achieve as much as I can. I feel that it's different between an immigrant and a native born. I think that may be part of the reason why Americans with numerous generations having been in America have become somewhat complacent. And that has definitely weakened their competitiveness in this very competitive country. When you got all different races in a single country, you're going to have a shit ton of cutthroat competition. But the silver lining is that with such intense competition, you'll have excellence. I can compare this with the Olympics. The Olympics is where you get the best of the best, the world-class athletes to compete against each other to see who's best, right? So it's kind of the same idea here.
Grim, in 1861 to 65, Grim, you gotta realize this country had a civil war.
I'm also here.
Fellow. But Grim, what you don't understand is in 1861 to 1865, 1 million Americans killed themselves, and there were 1.5 million casualties in the Civil War. This country tore itself apart over slavery. And the reparations were paid then by the people that died, or any other benefits derived thereof. But to make claims that a black tax and reparations is the only way to solve this rift between white and black man in America is so stupid and so ignorant. It shows no spirituality. It shows no logic, no philosophical understanding or legal or law comprehension whatsoever. It's purely political. It's Marxist and communist and socialist and stupid. And anybody here who makes that argument, if Othello thinks he's entitled to money or he knows people that are entitled to money, I got to say, you should all just read a fucking book, jerk off, smoke a drink, have a tequila, and realize you got what you got. And there's not a speck of dust on
I really want to tell you something, though.
Okay, I just want to,
All right, go ahead.
Did anybody say anything about reparations like this whole time? Like, did I say?
Not yet. We haven't brought that up yet.
Okay, so universe is just kind of like making false claims and kind of like projecting. Seems like. Anyway,
I mean, yeah.
No, I'm playing 3D chess. I'm 3 moves ahead of you. And I live in Chicago, where our mayor is constantly reminding us that white people have to pay black people in the city reparations, a black tax, or reparations tax. So don't tell me that I'm projecting. I'm witnessing and observing your racist bullshit, your racist traitorship. It's all criminality, fraud, and taxation. Taxation is theft. I rest my case.
That's interesting. What he just
you're doing overgeneralizations. Okay, go ahead, girl.
Well, what he just said might slightly counter what I was about to say, which is when they're campaigning to get people to follow them, they wouldn't use rhetoric like I am doing this for the Asian people or for the white people. That would be a quick way to not be not get to that position, right? The rhetoric is always they are doing if you elect me, if you vote for me, I will do what's best for all the people. And the point here is that there's a strategy to getting to that top leadership position. There's a sort of way that you maneuver into it. And there are ways that you convey certain messages. And any race of person can do that, is my point. An Asian person can do that. A black person can do that. A Middle Eastern person can do that. And so that leadership positions is they know how to play the game in a way. So if white people have been doing this, and the vast majority of high-level, powerful, and influential positions in American society are occupied by white Americans, they've been left mostly unchallenged in these positions that usually multiple people would be vying for. So I do think that a big part of why I am even starting this Asian American empowerment movement, which I'm planning on making a YouTube channel for, and obviously here's my house for it. And it's
where'd they go? Oh, damn, they left. My bad.
So what I'm really trying to do is to eradicate racism against Asians. And I figured that in order to do so, I would have to accomplish two big things, which wouldn't happen in my lifetime, but still, I would try to contribute all that I can to make my small dent in the matter. One is population, and I haven't figured out how to do it, but we definitely need more population of Asians in America. Secondly, it's like what I just said, the more occupation of powerful positions in the country. And I feel like with these two things and other things too, it can change the image of how people see Asians, particularly Asian Americans. See, and I'll give you one example of what I mean. Still to this day, of Americans are still not used to seeing an Asian person speaking with a more or less perfect English accent. And that's just because there aren't that many of us in the first place. Okay, sure. I said that. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
And being the other
Grim, you're way off.
We get mocked. People say ching chong and pull the sides of their eyes.
Grim, your data's way off.
Because there aren't enough of us to show them that we too can be just as American.
Grim, your data is way off. You need to post a link to your data that actually confirms what you're saying. Because my high school, and I'm white, supposedly white, my high school is 60% Asian. Majority Indian, tons of South Koreans, the Indians have invaded America for 40, 50 years now to a very high degree. And again, it's only because there's 1.3 billion of them. And with China too, there's 1.3 billion people in China. If you wonder why there's so many engineers, it's because of the law of large numbers. And there are so many Indians and so many Chinese. That's why you have so many engineers that come from those countries. I rest my case.
There are only 6 million South Asians in America.
You wouldn't judge high schools by the amount of Asians. High schools only. We're talking about roads.
Yo, Grim.
There's actually a lot more to that. It's just misidentified.
Grim, are you talking about the overt racism?
No, because the bro was talking about, my high school has got more Asians than fucking Pakistanis. All right, it's the Indians and the Indians.
I'm talking about the whole range of racism.
East Asians, when you say like Asian American empowerment, or does that apply all over the board?
No, it doesn't apply. So I have a simple, what I call the Asian test. It's very simple. If you look like you could be on the receiving end of like that crude Asian joke or humor that I kind of mentioned about pulling eyes and making fun of the way Chinese people sound.
He said, no, he
Or saying change small, all of that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
So there are 15 million Asians and 6 million Indians. 6 million South Asians, which include
Night King.
Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, countries like that. 6 million of those.
Night King, would you make fun of these Chinese people with your nigger chicken loving lips?
sorry, you like to seek. I mean, sorry, I meant like you like to seek. Sorry.
You know what? I need to set a standard for a certain level of English proficiency. Purple, you're blurting out too much. Hey, I want to say something to rest my case while I have you guys here.
Why, Grandma? You didn't see by any chance? Not that hasty.
The Sikhs, yeah, like him.
Look, I got away. Okay. Okay, so this is actually I wish Pepe could hear me. This is more for him, I think, than anyone. So I came to America when I was 4 in 1994, and I'm so thankful that I feel so lucky and fortunate in America because I grew up in this great environment of such freedom. I've become the kind of person that I have, outspoken, bold, brave, and free thinking. Had I grown up, is that the right? Yeah, had I lived in Korea all my life, I'm definitely sure that I wouldn't have turned out the way that I did. I would have been just another Korean guy among the crowd, nameless, just another nobody. But here, I was able to develop this personality and attitude that's larger than life, and it's thanks to America. Growing up here. So my point is that I developed this way because I grew up here, and I'm Asian. So it's possible for more Asians to also be like me. So the point is that the biggest reason why the biggest get out of growing up in America is being as free of a human being that any society the world has seen yet could offer.
And that's because of the law. There's only one thing that gives us that joy. It's the law. And when you break the law, you have to suffer the consequences. But in this country, there are no consequences for breaking the law anymore. You're released on an ankle monitor, and then you go commit the crime again on the train. And you go light some girl on fire, slice her throat. Or you kidnap some white kid and abuse him in your house for weeks on end. There's no consequences in this country. It's because of woke Democrat judges. I rest my case.
One more thing, because I think Pepe wants to say something. One more thing, just last follow-up comment there is, for all those who were born and raised here or born here, well, lucky for you. You consider yourself lucky as hell. And for all of us, the rest of us who claw our way to, start a new life in America, good on you if you succeed.
Peter, you're a legend.
Okay, once we're all here, native born or immigrant, it's go time. It's competition. So the last words I would say is let the best man win.
There's a bunch of things. So I think even when it's mostly white people, they still make racist jokes. Like you see how I'm talking. I mean, Knight knows me. He knows I'm playing serious manner, but like we all do kind of make fun of each other. That is like what men have always done. We make like race jokes towards each other, and And that includes accents, and we just make fun of each other. It's like, I think, kind of normal, and whites do it amongst each other in terms of, whatever some ethnicity they are of European descent. And I'd say it's kind of interesting. It's like I went to a Catholic schools. Now my elementary Catholic school, that was one of the churches that had a Korean mass. It had masses in Korean. And so we had Korean nuns and stuff. You had a few Korean kids, but I mean, my experience is you said you're a Korean. Is Koreans are perhaps the most westernized in a weird way than all of the other Asians, and for whatever reason they don't see, you have little old men from the old country, and that's like really all you see. The kids are the first generation are almost completely assimilated. Unlike where it can be a little bit different with the Chinese. Some of them do assimilate, but I would say often they're far more likely to remain in their little ethnic enclaves. And you would kind of see it. You saw it for a generation or two when it came to even the Vietnamese and Laotians and Cambodians and stuff, but it's weird. I don't really. Do you live in a place where there's even a Korean community? Or are you just one of the Koreans that, like the few that's sprinkled in amongst a bunch of other people?
Someone way earlier asked me, where in California am I from? I grew up in Santa Cruz as a kid, and then starting middle and high school there. But I'm over here in New York now. But anyway, where I grew up in Santa Cruz, Monterey area, they were nice areas. And
no, I've been there. I've been to them. Yeah.
But yeah, there were Korean.
I knew you were Northern Cali. I knew it. That's my bank account.
But I mean, I'm just curious though. So you didn't pick up like the whites and Mexicans making fun of each other quite a bit?
No. That didn't happen so much in the schools I went to. I grew up. I lived in a small town next to Monterey called Pacific Grove. Maybe. And
holy shit! Really?
Some of you guys may have heard of
my brother and my brother, his wife, and niece. That is so crazy.
It's a very nice area. And more people will know about Pebble Beach, which is next to that too.
Yeah.
But no, I had a pretty good. See, what I tell people is I only really started to face way more racism. In fact, almost like, well, I mean, I did get little pokes and prods when I was growing up as a kid, but barely anything compared to once I became an adult. Because, people aren't going to really pick on kids in a racist way. But once you're all grown up, you'll face more of it. And also, there are softer ways that I'm affected, like dating, Try being an Asian guy on a dating app. You won't care.
Can I ask a question if you don't mind answering? How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
5'6". All right. Well, I mean,
I'm 5'6" and a half, but of course I'll round down.
But I would say that with Asians, I think that the biggest problem with whereas, obviously the Asians are on average, a few inches shorter than us, and so Koreans are kind of an exception. They tend to be a little bit taller.
Yeah, I take after my mom. My mom's short.
I mean, if you compare, like I can only imagine if I moved to like American Samoa and trying to date there, all would be like, first of all, I'd have to find women that are taller than me, and it'd probably be rough.
Oh man, you're a handsome gentleman, man. Go downtown to Soho. You know what I mean? Get you a bag of cocaine. Get you a section. Oh God.
Oh man, cocaine is a section is nuts. Why are you telling them that, Bello?
you're from Monterey and all that. That changes the game for me. Dude, honestly, were there any black people near you when you
over and it's seaside, and then you'll have
Yeah, seaside, I get it in.
Yeah, but then also just culturally speaking, from what I know about that area around San Francisco, from a perspective of like the American dream and education, it is probably one of like top 2 or 3 most competitive areas in the country for that kind of stuff. So I'm starting to kind of follow just geographically and culturally what part of California you're from, and kind of some of the stuff you're saying and why it's making more sense to me personally.
And not bragging at all. It's like one of the best areas in California.
I'm aware. I went to University of Chicago, and we had a lot of kids. I hired a lot of kids from there actually. So one other thing though, man, that you're kind of saying, like you're giving your vision of like, this room, your YouTube channel, this and that. Yeah, but there's some big factors that you're kind of missing, because to me, the way I'm framing what you're saying is, I think that you're not content with the power dynamics and the influence dynamics of Asian American men in this country.
No. Actually, I said it earlier. It's not even that. I'm not disgruntled by the low representation of Asians in powerful positions. It's about the racism that Asians get, and I thought a solution to that, one of the solutions, is to have more Asians in powerful positions.
Sure, but look, black people, we get racism. Hispanic people get racism. What's so special about you? I'm
because the way we get made fun of, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I've as far back as I can remember, I always detested it's going to be part of my material, part of my content, that that was my natural reaction. Therefore, I believe that is the correct reaction to have.
Respectfully, I feel like to experience racism is to be American or to be foreign or to be not of the original people. It's not exclusive to you, and I don't want to be insensitive, but it just sounds like you're maybe hypersensitive, or you're trying to launch more of a public campaign on how it feels, which I can understand that. But
let me make one little distinction. So for black Americans, they get made fun of, by being called the N-word and being called slummy and things like that. But it's all in the context of being in America. They don't. Whereas Asian people, they get made fun of for how Asians are in Asia. You see the distinction? African American.
No, that's not true.
Black American people. You understood what I meant. I've hardly seen any black Americans get made fun of saying like, oh, look at Billy, you're like a Kalahari Bushman, click-clack language.
That's because you're not in that club. I got called an African booty scratcher when I was a kid.
The black Americans will make fun of the Africans and us white people will make fun of black people, and we will compare them to Africans and monkeys and apes. And what I think is kind of different about the Asian racism is, at the end of the day, white people have a respect for Asians because they're hardworking, they tend to be intelligent, and there's no good bad to it. But when it comes to
Americans, they get made fun of.
Let me finish my point. She's trying to talk over the
It's like a narcissist.
Now, fuck up and let me finish my fucking point. But when it comes to black people,
It's not even a real
it can be like us just kind of making fun of something like, oh, they like chicken, nothing too bad. But then it can go in straight into us.
About the fact you're
Shut
not
up,
right.
you dumb bitch.
You're not right. Stop coping.
All right, let me finish my fucking point, bitch. God damn.
Bitch, you're
We
more
don't
black
care.
than
You're a
me.
fucking.
You're
like,
blacker than me.
Hey, you should be
You're
black
blacker
as
than
You're
me.
a fucking
Come on,
knight,
guys.
bro. He's a
Whether you
knight.
agree or not,
But can he land?
okay,
Yeah,
let's
let's
let him. Right, let's let him finish, and then Bell can.
Cause he clapping his dick suckers like a little bitch.
Get those black booty cheeks pounded.
Shut the fuck up, bro. You're a fucking tapeworm. Just let him land, and y'all, we gonna got this shit smacked out of him, bro. You can finish, but just hurry up. We don't.
Okay, zip it, Chip. Now, all I'm trying to say is, but we'll use the most belittling and like dehumanizing language to them, and then like when we end up doing it to black people, though, we can point out to how black people are doing all over the world. We literally compare them to monkeys and say how they're fucking stupid and they're born lesser than. Like, that is the difference, I think, between the racism blacks get and Asians get. Asians, we compare you to people from East Asia and go, ching chong, ha ha ha, like that kind of stuff. I get it. It's annoying, but it's.
So what he's saying is that the race.
Alright, can I go now? Because I've been listening for a while. And I've been patient for a while. And Grim, we absolutely do not need to change the aesthetic of America to look like you. That would be very depressing. I don't want to pass
Oh, man. Well, thanks for confirming the room and our theory about black supremacy. Thank you very much, Val.
I'm not around the kids no more. You see how triggered? Let that black kid speak. Let him
Alright,
speak.
can I finish speaking to Grim?
Yeah, let her have her say.
Okay, Grim. So absolutely not. I think you guys deserve your own enclave so that you guys can be our worker class. I do believe that you are our worker class that we need.
Yes,
You're already doing better than whites. What are you talking about?
I know that, but they have to
We
work.
don't want you to take it. You should get your own enclave and be a worker
They
class.
have to work to do. Spending the best years of their life slaving for the American system.
Did you miss the?
What do you want? Go ahead. Did I miss one?
Did you miss the part when I said that because I grew up here for the majority of my life since I was 4 years old, I developed the personality that I have, the attitude that I have, the ambition, the worldview that I have. And had I grown up in Korea, I would definitely not have been the same person.
I mean, you probably would have been a half fried chicken. You probably would have been a half African American, half Korean mutt baby from wars. It's a lot of different realities you could have landed in. We know that a lot of your Southern Korean women are easy licks, and unfortunately, a lot of Black American men population over there. So I mean, I guess you missed that by a little bit of a slim shot. But Grim. I heard you trying to pronounce a couple words and you couldn't really do it. It's really embarrassing because I heard you were another one talking about the Black American accent.
No. Okay, my response to you, look, this is my response. It's real quick and simple. Is go ahead and try and stop us.
You're gonna stop yourself. You're Korean. You're Korean. Chinese people don't like you like that. Like you're coping. Chinese people don't even see you as an equal. You're coping right now.
Wait, who's next? Because I want to get in here.
You are the lesser class of. Excuse me, can I finish? You are the lesser class of Asians. Like Chinese people do not look at you as
There's a higher class of Asians.
And the fact that
they're known for looking down on the Chinese.
why are we listening to this mixed
Are the
race?
fucking Japanese?
Why are we listening to this mixed race?
dance culture, right?
I don't listen.
And so, hold on. Because a lot of them over there own the masters of the people that you were listening to. One being Michael Jackson, right? Not
They
the
still
regulars
have
Michael.
music.
Of course. But they got it. No matter how they got it, they got it.
They still have fried chicken.
Hey, I want to. All right, here.
Cool. I just wanted to lay it out on the line right here. Where y'all sit.
That was an actual
Asian. Yeah. No, she's just a black American woman. She regular. All I'm saying is, hold on. All I'm saying is, where they sit though, far as like the hierarchy of Asians, would be more closer to the top than the bottom. Especially him. You're South Korean, right?
They're at the top with the Japanese.
Hold on. We gotta get specifications. You're from. Wait, who came from where? My Hapkido teacher and my Taekwondo teacher was also from that. So you're actually in the more middle line. You're shit, man. You damn near.
Wait, so 19, are you foreign? Wait, 19,
Oh,
are you foreign
shit.
born? Wait, are you a foreigner? 19, because he said.
Let's not forget what Val said here, which was incredibly racist. She said she wants you South Koreans to live in an enclave and to be the worker class. She doesn't like you, and she wants you to serve her, and you have to live separately. She believes in Jim Crow laws and slavery servitude to serve her. You heard it, I heard it, and I didn't know black supremacy was a thing.
Better than black women, though. That's the problem. This man just said lady boys are more attractive than women. Lady boys are more attractive than black women. You're still a shitter leg. You know what that is? Black women are built like linebackers. I don't need to be attracted to them.
Yeah, we're more solid than you, Pepper.
Well, y'all do.
White boys are free. That's why you don't get picked for sport.
I got my final response. My final response to
Did you know that Grimace 5'4"?
Be 5'4". You're the 5'4". Misogyny laws ended and shit like that. We actually were closer in culture, working together, right? Fighting together when it come to wars and all sorts of other shit. So that's why you can see what you mentioned, right, with the fried chicken recipe and all that shit. That shit was more than just.
Americans still going over there.
Yeah, but in World War II, they didn't allow blacks to go to the front line and fight with the whites because of their fear of a black. No, but this is why we know. And the reason why is because we got a lot of confusion. The reason why is because they were afraid. They were afraid that the white people, the white troops, would end up shooting the blacks. That's actually what the actual fact. Yeah, but we know this. It's well admitted. It's literally as it's been fucking proven. What the fuck are you talking about? It's part of our history.
It's part of our history.
They never let black troops fight on the front line with white troops. The only black troops that could fight on the front line were by themselves. They were never allowed to go with white troops.
Enemy of a tether.
Oh, by the way, they did. By the way, yeah, when it comes to Hispanics, Native Americans, and Asians, they fought on the first lines with whites.
And who did you fight with? Because your ass ain't you
know, we're talking about the history of the United States when it came to you're trying to say like because like we didn't always fight together. I mean, let's just be real.
Aren't you from Corsica?
No, I was born here.
Stop lying, nigga. You said you was.
It was a troll. It was a troll.
Nigga,
No, it's not. It was a troll. He's actually from there. We know Pepe. No, I know.
You was born in Corsica. Why are you lying?
I was literally born here. I don't even even speak French. You're like, what the fuck?
You're from Corsica, my dude.
Oh,
You
damn.
don't speak
Your
French.
fucking lies. Stop your fucking lies.
Hold on. Let Grim take it because he did have a word.
This thing too.
You look like a light-skinned
Oh, I know
fucking
that.
woman with a tight hair. What are you talking about?
I got this great speech I kind of put together. I don't know if it'll come out right, but if you'll allow me, maybe it'll be a few minutes. I don't know. Okay, so the first thing I would say to you, Bill, is we're not going to stop coming. We're going to keep trying to come. And
Pepe's about to have a whole lot of lady boys coming.
Great again. Deport.
all right, so
Deport them out.
Keep on coming.
For you to tell me that you was coming for your whole ass. For you to tell me that me and my people should stop coming here and should go back, that actually causes the opposite of what you want. You know, by hearing that, I want to defy you even more. And let's see. Let me say one more thing. You know, I don't know how much you know about Korean history, but we are a proud people with a long, noble history. A history filled with royalty, nobility, kingdoms, kings,
You ain't
emperors.
come from none of that, though.
And fast forward to, I'm full-blooded Korean.
That's what you came from.
Yeah, but bitch, you came from a bunch of nappy-headed ancestors out in Liberty. And we're literally chucking spears and getting over there. And Trent and so many own fucking people. That's what the fuck you were. That's the kind of royalty you come from, so shut the fuck up.
You want to
You
like
fucking nappy-headed half chicken, fucking hybrid, shut the fuck up.
I know young Korean lady boys is that.
You trying to get it back?
I know young lady
You trying to get it back?
boys.
Oh yeah, Pepe loves his lady boys. That's why he's
Y'all love
excited
trying to
for
stick
this.
up for the Asian dude, just so you can get some Asian boom boom. You know how it goes. But Greg,
You didn't know I was back here loading up the rocket launcher, right? So let me let you know something. Those are only certain Asians and certain Koreans, right? There's some that's been decimated, like the Silla culture, right? Yeah, hold on.
I don't give a shit about none of that.
Korea is a small country.
Hold on. We can't look. We can't overlook because contextually,
Them
right?
niggas wear that makeup and shit
Some
now.
of this
Nobody cares.
shit do matter. Yeah, the men too. That's true. And
Yeah,
that's
they wear makeup. I don't want to hear about them. I don't give a fuck.
hold on. But you in the room with them. So you gotta hear
Yeah,
about
because we here to talk about black supremacy.
Yeah.
Not white, not Asian supremacy.
Hold on.
Yeah, but Asians are superior. Asians are superior to your black monkey ass. That's the problem.
I'm the mic dick eater, but look, Grim, how do you feel about, I'm almost done, but how do you feel about those Korean men dyeing their hair, painting their nails, putting on
Right,
makeup?
that's
real
absolute. Right. Just
That's
Damn, I was about to get to that.
Okay, but which group of men has the highest participation rate in the LGBTQ community? It is literally black males. They're overrepresented in the United States.
They're overly
Can't
recognized.
talk.
But
Can't even talk right.
Go ahead, girl. You want to?
Bless all, folks. Shut up.
Yeah, go ahead. Let this nappy-headed sister speak.
Yeah, because she talking shit to me. Nah, I'm trying to take over.
5'6", like think about this. Imagine if every man in this country was like 5'4", like.
You know, technically every war is actually just a spear chucker war. And if we were to compare kingdoms and kings and nobility from cities to mud huts in the Senegal, what's important to know is that you have witnessed on this stage a female acting like a black supremacist, telling a Korean that he can have an enclave and that he'll have to serve her. Looks like we've done the science experiment. We've proven our hypothesis. Congratulations, Grim.
This is y'all fully and properly calling someone else below 70.
That's how short men are. They just start rambling. They just angry little people.
And for Pepe, Pepe, you let a Jew cook you on stage about Iranian conflict.
Which one?
So, some little Jewish dude, that was like 3 weeks ago. That was 3 weeks ago.
There was one Jew from Canada that likes to give his.
Right before
He's a recent convert. He didn't cook.
He still cooked you. He still.
Oh, he did.
He still. For a teacher. You ain't no sounded like no. You actually sound and he sung you. You look like one of the Warriors.
Pepe look darker than me.
Chip.
Pepe, he's darker than me.
Right now, I'm a quadroon.
Yeah. Oh, now you quadroon.
You guys think like where does this white guy has like a lot of these white qualities, but then he chimps out all the time and crashes out all the time. I inherited some of your guys' DNA. That's why.
Yo, Grim.
That's that kid, man.
So yeah, like I said, it's a little disingenuous, man, for you to trip over stereotypes. Like I said, when you are respected, at the same time, if you find a black person dating an Asian person, right, the black family is not going to ostracize or kick out that family member. Leaving their families if they end up with a black man or a black woman, and what? So at the same time, you're mad because you said imagine an Asian person on a dating website, and so you're saying that now these westernized Asian women, because of the racism, they see you guys as weak, as docile, and like I said, that's cultural because you guys are not on like the independent vibe. You guys think more as a unison. And so what I find, I see a lot of Asian men, they're turning into incels because they feel like the women don't want them, because in the Western world, the women, they want audacity, they want a leader, they want someone that's outspoken. You know what I mean? They want someone that's innovative, right? And so in the Asian culture, you don't really find that.
And this is where I'm going to be realistic and compare the Asian men to white men. I won't compare them to blacks because that would be mean. But women do heavily.
They don't want you. You're saying, wait, Odell, I just wanted to ask you a question. So you said white women have the best pussy. What about white women? White women aren't good enough for you anymore? Have they expired?
Yeah,
white women are expired.
I love white women.
Actually, yes, they have expired, and I don't really respect white women. I think that like just because they were existing in the false reality that white men have created, and they were just tagging along, and they were more so buying.
So you blame white women because of white men? What?
You gotta shut the fuck up, John Kitover. Go ahead.
Hold on. And just for so long,
active.
I forget what I was gonna say because that guy butted in.
Attack that.
That guy butted in, but I was gonna have a question. Who was saying what right before that?
Whoa.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's just move this conversation forward. Let's not go back to the things Pepe can't even remember.
Primate, can't help it.
But anyway, like I said, Phil, we're gonna keep coming, and what are you gonna do? Are you gonna try? We're reading with.
I remember what I was gonna say.
Nobody cares, Pepe. Shut up.
I remember what I was gonna say. That guy was saying how Ordello was saying how there's all of these traits that like white Western men or Western men, I don't know what he was referring to, have their different. Also find attractive is like when it comes to like marriage material, it's like stability, financial security. Of course, like if you want a woman that's not like retarded, but maybe she's educated herself, you're gonna care like okay, well, like how intelligent are you? What have you achieved academically? And of course, their income and all of that shit. And you're gonna have a level of stability, and I guess like you're gonna have a lot of the things that make you suitable for marriage that they'll have in comparison to white men at a higher degree.
Yeah, it would be. Look, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't follow up with another addition to that list. So there are among the Asian population, there are Chad-looking, masculine, good-looking, handsome Asian men. They're just not promoted. They're not shown in the media enough, and so. Image of Asian men as being, weak.
If I was to go to San Francisco, for example, or just the Bay Area in general, and look at and encounter every Asian male I saw, the amount of Asian males we would see from a Western white male's perspective that would have like an imposing, athletic, large.
Oh, you're rambling. They're all getting bred out. They're all getting bred out.
You're not shut your fucking mouth.
Breeding with you.
Okay, go get your chocolate cheeks popped. Okay, cupcake. Yeah, you want some white icing on the black buns. You fucking homo.
Wait,
shut up.
You want.
That's what you like. You down low. You down low, bro. That's all you are. Shut up. But what I was gonna say is, if you were to look at all of the Asians you would encounter on any given day, the likelihood you would end up shut your fucking whore mouth. Go back to fucking like.
Dark, yes, they're dark, but they want to keep that darkness going. Breeding with a pork skin mutant like you would not.
Nobody's talking about you. I'm not talking about us mating with them. What the fuck are you talking about?
I want to highlight.
We're talking about. No, hold on. He made the claim. Shut up, you fucking pussy.
You're a queer.
He made it. Okay, so what Grim? I'm trying to get back to what Grim was saying because like this is we're getting derailed so much over these petty insults. Now,
it's not like a fucking
when it comes to all right, or he can't stop himself. Now, when it comes to Asian males, as I was saying, Grim, like if you were to go around the San Francisco Bay Area and you were to encounter, and you were to like take a note on every Asian male you saw, you're going to encounter far more white people. Shut your fucking mouth. You're going to encounter far more. Like, shut, dude. You're gonna have to do something. Shut the fuck up!
Voices. All of you have high-pitched voices. Put a muzzle on this nigger. But you all have high-pitched voices.
All right, dude, he's just trolling Grim. Like I can't talk while he's talking. He's not even staying on topic. He's just fucking retarded.
That effeminate that you don't have.
Okay, we're talking about. Let me finish my point. You fucking low-life nigger. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I want to hear this since I got it wrong. What is it?
Sure. So if you were to look at, for example, all of the Asians you encounter in the Bay Area and all of the whites, that you could probably count on, make a very short list of the number of Asians you saw that would have like a big, athletic, imposing figure. But you would see men, even white men that don't work out. The same goes with black men. We're roughly comparable in size, and you would see there is like on average there is a real difference between Asians and for example. And that is, I think that's what holds. I think that is one of the things, the selection biases that Western women have, and unfortunately even some Asian women. but it's not necessarily because of like the facial symmetry or the behavior or because you guys aren't good enough. Because I mean, like most, if you're looking for somebody who's like marriage material, generally Asians are, outbeat us whites.
But that's not why Asian women go for whites. When you actually talk to them, because I actually get this from them, is because they think y'all are rich. They think you have, you're going to give them access to wealth and resources. And sometimes it's true, a lot of times it's not. But when it comes to looks, athletic ability, they're white for black.
East Asians have higher incomes than us.
They have higher incomes, but they're Jews and they marry other wealthy people. They're
the highest earners in the United States.
No, but like even Southeast Asians, like the Vietnamese that did not used to do pretty well, they actually outperform white males today.
Why are y'all being obtuse? Yes, Asian women like white men. We know that.
Yeah, we know that. And so, Pepe, what you're missing is none of that matters. Grim, like, let's just say Grim makes $500,000 a year, right? But he's saying because of the stereotypes, and he's also blaming the racism, which I don't think that's fair. He's saying that even his own women, right, are choosing the black and the white man over him.
Well, they overwhelmingly choose white men. I don't know if they choose black men.
No, they're going no. Now
they are.
Now they're going black. They're going black, and they are noticing this. And even if you go to Instagram, right, and you see these black and Asian couples, you go into the comments.
So he's shitting his pants.
The Asian men are doing the same thing that the white men used to do when they see black and white. I mean, do what you want. What I'm saying is you're missing this part is that the Asian...
You police them. That's not your daughter.
That's why I'm trying to improve the image of Asian.
Yes. The Asian woman in the West, and even now going into Asia, because, they're choosing the white and the black man.
Well, no, first of all, I can look at the interracial marriage data, which doesn't show necessarily who's fucking, but the vast majority of interracial marriages, we can see who's marrying who, and the white women, the Asian women, I don't even know if it registers as 1% are marrying black men, but they are marrying white men.
So what about white women outnumber the Asian men?
That was true in the early 2000s, but now what you find?
No, this came out like 2 months ago. The latest data on that.
You just take over the stage for me. So to the black men on the stage, right? And you only have one Asian in the room. He's quiet. Like, are y'all not embarrassed by how y'all act?
Yeah, they act like a bunch of niggers in front of an Asian. That's kind of ironic.
What are y'all over here talking about? No, they date us too. They date us too. Put us in the category. I just always like to sit back and listen to black men when they're trying to include themselves in another person's racial category so bad. So bad. I think the stats show very clearly that overwhelmingly Asian women are dating white men. They're not overwhelmingly.
No, I think the majority of them still date Asian. I think the majority is still.
What are you arguing?
It's one group that is the most stigmatized and avoided when it comes to dating, and that is black women. In fact, they have less prospects than At least.
That's never been my reality. I think
That's fine, sister.
I don't know. Like y'all, I heard this. Like, hold on. I hear a lot of this rhetoric.
No, that the data has shown that. There's actually been several, and when it comes to the dating app companies, they literally have been trying to come up with strategies in order to make the experiences better for Black women on there. It's more than real.
Listen, I heard you, and I know that's what the stats say. It is usually Black women are least likely to date out. They just are.
No, they're least liked by everybody.
They're least likely to date out of their race.
No.
On average, are fucking these other groups of men. They could.
You guys are very race loyal. I'll give you that. You guys are very race loyal. White women barely out-edge. White women barely out-edge Black women.
You can't.
Yes.
You can actually go to certain.
The latest statistics show that.
Pepe, can you shut the fuck up for a second? Let somebody fucking talk. If you go into the room, you can literally see the dynamic of so many biracial fucking mutt kids from Black men and white women.
So
Like, it's a fucking epidemic in certain parts of the country.
epidemic?
Yes. So this whole notion of white women are so race loyal. White women are not race loyal.
Where I'm from, look, it's motherfuckers that get out of jail and just go to a white woman and shit like that. Overwhelmingly, you can see it's like even with the interracial and shit like that, it's a Black man and a white woman.
Where I live at, it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
actually, like, know where them polls are at the vote. And I don't think, like, people is just online searching for these polls and shit and saying, like, hey, I'm a motherfucking goddamn, white woman dating a Black man. You don't see them doing all of that shit.
Okay, but this is also where the dating apps start to become very, they start to become very crucial because, of course, the people that, like, I think Match.com now.
Hold on.
You're a fucking loser on dating.
No, you're stupid. Low IQ ape. Shut the fuck up.
You fucking swine.
You low IQ fucking monkey. Go back to wearing a bow in your fucking lip and doing something useful, like jerking off into a chimp's mouth and chucking a spear at I don't know, the chimp afterwards. I don't know. Like, that's
jerking off.
this is low IQ chimp energy. Shut your low IQ baboon mouth.
You're jacking off.
You are a dirty.
You're exposed.
The fuck up and let people talk. You speak. You like to. Yeah, you just disrupt me whenever I speak because that's what you do. You have nothing intelligent to say. But when it comes to these dating apps,
You have a speech.
okay, they do absolutely. They want everybody to see. You just don't shut up while I'm talking. That's all you can do. You can't say anything intelligent.
You whine like a little bitch.
And you are a little bitch, faggot. Now bend over and spread those chocolate cheeks.
Gay ass. You see
That's what you want to be raised by some white meat.
Gay
Don't you?
ass shit.
Faggot, you
I
gotta get
know
beat
it's a lot of
fucking
gay
butt
people,
talks.
but-
That's what you have.
I know it's a lot of gay
Shake that
people,
booty,
but
nigga.
y'all have to calm down. We're on
Why
Clubhouse.
that's
Stop.
okay? The fuck is
Yeah, you gay ass nigga. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Grim, is this how the Asian community is how y'all get down?
But no, wait, look, they don't have niggas in their community. That's the fortunate
Yes,
part.
they do.
This is the Asian room. This is Grim's room.
Yeah, but then a bunch of niggas came in here and fucked it up, didn't they?
Nah.
Yeah, that's what everywhere you guys go, you fuck it
I've
up.
been in here listening very quietly for like almost an hour before I started.
But when it comes to the dating apps, like Match.com owns most of these apps now, like OkCupid, Tinder, all of these are, it's basically under conglomerates. They have, and this has been released, they do have, basically they get together and they try to find how can we make the app more positive for Black women. They do have this consistent problem with Latinos, whites, Asians, everybody not liking Black women. Yes, I'm sure there's a few that men like. Amazing.
Yeah, see,
That is where they get discriminated against. And the reason why, you can say that's not real life or that's not marriage, but that does show when people can see that nobody is looking, it doesn't matter as a Black woman. It doesn't matter as a Black woman.
Okay.
Let me finish.
What are you finished?
Let me finish.
Shut the fuck up for course.
Let me finish.
God damn, nigga.
No, let me finish, you dumb bitch. Let me finish.
Fucking mic down.
No, I'm going to finish. I have 1 sentence to finish. All you have to do is shut the fuck up for 1 minute.
You got a husband. There's no way women.
Now, when it comes to
this shit, these are women in the
yeah, when it comes to shut you fucking okay, you queer Negro. Shut the fuck up. So
That was weak.
yeah, so when people are swiping, they think privately and nobody can tell who they're attracted to, like on an app. They're not swiping on black women. That's just a fact.
Wait, but Pepe.
Okay, can I,
Hold on, Bill. Watch it. How much on the national average of the population is actually on dating apps, right? Right? And so the data that I got
and how many black women are on? It's not a lot.
is roughly 18 to 23%.
It's a lot of men that can't go outside of that.
Yeah, but these are obviously 18 to 23% when you adjust for the disabled population is a pretty big chunk of the population.
No, it ain't. In comparison to like real world data, right?
18 to 23? Are you saying that is a huge fucking sample size?
Most of them are men. Can you add that in there?
Yeah, a lot of them are men.
And yes, and they were seeing that men in general, okay, even your own men, this is the funny part, even black men, okay, like white and Asian women and Hispanic women more than they like black women. Every race of men likes other women besides black women.
Okay,
That is a
well,
fucking fact.
Yeah, that has something to do with
You say the same shit. So let me say this, right? Never had that fucking problem. This is why I believe. Never had a problem with an Asian, a white, black, Hispanic man coming towards me and trying to date me or spend money on me or do whatever with me. Never had the problem.
Bullshit.
So,
most
no,
of them
I've
people
never had
that's
the
on them
fucking
apps
problem.
are white
And
women.
if I would have showed you when I went on Hinge, how many white men in my area wanted to date me, and I live in a very nice area, you'll be surprised, Pepe, because y'all push these stereotypes, and I think a lot of this stuff is to deter black women from wanting to date out. You know, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird where y'all come from this place, but
Yeah, because you guys end up at the end of the day having nigger children. They're not white, they're still black.
fucking lady boy, calm down. So when you look at
Okay,
this
linebacker
guy,
Bill bitch, go ahead, my bad.
oh my god.
See, Val, what you don't understand is these gentlemen are actually statisticians, and they're all just arguing and debating statistics. And I don't think you have actually done any statistical research like Dr. Pepe here, who is a bona fide and certified statistician. Thank you very little. I am complete.
What the fuck? Anyways, most of these apps are dominated by men. So first off, men are not getting actual dates off these apps on average any fucking way.
What does that even mean, not getting dates on average? I'm very confused. What are you trying to say? What's your point? Are you offering different sample sizes? Are you a statistician? Do you have a point? Is this just personal?
These niggas are fucking lonely as shit. They're not getting no date. They're like you. They're just like you. And that fucking PTR looking lonely as shit.
It is
Shades
a lot of
on
women.
at night. That's what they look like.
It is a lot
They
of
look like
women.
Pepe.
Guess what?
Well, here we are, all together, lonely on a conference call app. Val, are you projecting? You could be projecting, Val. Val, try to record yourself or listen to the replays and then think about yourself and say, was I projecting? Or was I statistically accurate? It's something to consider, Val.
Out of that whole 18, are white women, right? And so those are huge because and they ugly, fucking body ass white women. that don't get selected.
Kiddo, is it
No, interracial conflict.
No, Night King is
Do you do an interracial dating, right?
the raging alcohol.
Hold on.
Most
Yeah,
men
you are
on these
too.
apps
You're
are not
racial
getting a
retard.
date.
But guess
It doesn't matter if they get a date. The app is monitoring who they swipe right on. Okay, so whether or not they get dates, they swipe. They do not like to swipe on black women. That's what you don't like. That's what you don't like. You guys are the least desired women in the fucking country. And perhaps the world. That is the truth.
It's so stupid.
So cut it out.
Listen, this is Pepe at his finest. Let's be honest. See, what Pepe is saying is not controversial, and in fact, it's the consensus. But some people just don't like the truth because the truth hurts. And I didn't know black supremacy was a thing here on Clubhouse until I heard Val say that she thinks all Asians ought to live in a conclave. And in that conclave, they should be worker bees for her. Val is actually a black supremacist, and any man that swipes right on her on Hinge or Bumble will live to regret it. I am complete. Thank you all very little.
Constantly online, every day. There's only one race of women that are online every day talking about how much dating sucks. Okay, and who is that? Who is that talking about how much dating sucks? It is literally black women. Asian women are on the internet bitching about, we can't keep men. This sucks. You don't see Hispanic women saying, we can't keep good men. This sucks. You don't see white women doing it. You know what you see? You see nappy-headed,
That's why he's
Becker built bitches. Okay, yeah, with their fucking blue on weaves, talking about how they can't get any goddamn dates. They can't get women. We deserve to soft life. Where's my nigga gonna? Where's my nigga gonna pay for me for being a loudmouth ghetto bitch? That's all you guys do.
You see him, he's chipping up.
No, well, I have to chip out. I'm amongst a bunch of chips, so I have to speak in your language. I have to chip out. Yeah, I'm having to chip out. I'm having a loud mic. I'm having to do all of that shit. Because you guys are chipping out. You big baboon bitch. Shut the fuck up. You have nothing but a beef. Dartboard for a fucking butt. That's all you fucking got. You fucking faggot.
All you do is
You touch that fucking dartboard all day too. It's funny to talk over you. You're chipping out.
You are a mixed race baby.
I'm not mixed race, you stupid bitch. I'm 100% European.
Never be white.
I'm 100% European. You don't more.
You're way darker than me.
I'm darker than you. Yeah, right.
You're way darker. What are you talking about?
I'm darker than her. Oh,
You're really
my
dark.
PTR.
You're darker than me also.
Your complexion's a little
I'm
darker than
sure.
mine. I think you tan too much. You stay out the fucking sunbed, idiot.
Oh, amazing.
Like a fucking.
Wait. Let's let Grim get back in here. Grim, what do you think about these data statistics and all of that kind of shit that you heard?
He looks like a rotten tomato.
Put your picture up, you baby nigger.
When you guys were clamoring for like a solid
I'll steal your wife. Oh, you don't have one. You like leaderboard.
You know that scene in the movie where the guy's starting to hear voices in his head? That's what. That's Bruce Almighty.
What a legacy.
I want to know, like,
Exactly what you just demonstrated is exactly why. Because once all the dust settles, I feel that we can come to a much better resolution this way than to be in a country where they oppress the people's freedom of speech.
I mean, okay, so
Yeah.
that ain't gonna work. And then earlier, you was like talking about like.
It's better to have this, this chaos than to have control from above.
Speak more to that. Speak more to that. Yeah, speak more to that. What do
There's
you
nothing
think?
to say. 3 words: freedom of speech.
Okay.
Something that China doesn't have.
You think that's an absolute?
I just found out the UK doesn't even have it. People are getting arrested and put in jail for social media posts.
Absolutely. You can go to jail for cussing and. Okay, so you think in a country that's tumultuous like this, with the type of environment, the different races and stuff like that, that's vying for power, that you, right, at your Asian position, right, that far east mountain Manchurian shit, you think that shit finna work here?
We're not trying to bring that Asian culture here. When we get here, we should assimilate and become more American. In fact, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that the Chinatowns, I'm shaking my head. That's not the way I feel.
No. What you not finna do? You not finna attack the Chinatowns that got that good karaoke and shit like that. I'll fuck you up over them Chinatowns, man.
Hey, I'll tell you, one way to look at it. Every
helped build that shit too, man.
You get immigrants this way. Every immigrant is a little invader, a conqueror of sorts. Everyone comes to this country to carve out their little slices of pie.
And you know what? Hold on.
If you pay taxes to
Hold on. When they tried to carve out their little slice of pie with China, tried to actually establish an Asian town where I'm at and shit like that, and they wanted all the Koreans, all the Filipinos, all to have their own little project community and shit like that. You want to know what stopped them? Legislation. So how the fuck you think you finna conquer that?
Right, and Grim, you're paying taxes to us, so what if you actually conquered?
Owning property, owning our own home, staking
Well,
out.
we've done it already.
Yeah,
I don't want to cut you off, but we've done it already.
There's actually foundation. There's No. I am, and we can look up the motherfucking goddamn data and see that some of those families are still here. I actually know some that's actually in Oklahoma. They stay by the reses and shit like that. They some cool motherfuckers. They grow weed and shit like that. But guess what? When they try to push their legislation and fight for power and shit like that, D9. And those are people that probably was fucking 10 generations strong. What the fuck you think you finna do?
So wait, Graham, do you know the Wynn family? The Wynn family, you know them? And I'm asking because there's a lot of Wynns where I'm at in my area.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of Vietnamese.
The Vietnamese. Those are closely related to the Liu family, which is actually fucking a foundational Asian family that I'm speaking of.
No.
Accomplish what the fuck you trying to do?
Well,
Because these are Vietnamese.
Yeah, these are Vietnamese, and they've been here for a while. They've been here
what I can
since.
tell you is, look, with the 15 million Asian population, we're a long ways to go to be able to get to the types of numbers of that Black, Hispanic, and white people have.
So for example, hold on, who's your
It's not going to happen in our lifetimes.
Yeah, who's your blueprint? Who's your blueprint though?
Who is my blueprint? What do you mean, who?
From when you're studying at how shit go, watch this show, and whenever you try to push the lines of legislation, establishment, and all the above, who do you look at as an example of what can be successful?
Like Black people look at Martin Luther King, they look at all kinds of stuff. Like,
Come on, don't give them no answers. Let them help them out.
Yeah,
No,
we
you
talking
conversation, Pepe. Yeah, who do you look at as who to be?
All
Yeah,
the
what's
people
your-
with English accent. That's just a handsome word for
Specifically, you gotta get specific though.
in the first place.
Get to the minutia.
You don't have to answer that. You don't have to.
Yes,
Martin Luther
yes,
in the first place.
Say it again.
The Union of the United States.
No, who did you just say? Who did you just say?
Abraham Lincoln.
No,
Abraham
who the
Lincoln.
fuck did you just say? Oh, dear.
I don't know whether or not this person.
Race mixer.
Alright, stop.
You are
You're a race mixer too.
That's why I was fucking.
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm asking him a question. Okay. I asked him a question.
Don't stop me from all guys.
I'm just trying to. I asked him a question. I'm waiting for him to answer.
a question too. And guess what? You answer for him.
Okay, hold on. That's
No, I'm asking it. No. I asked him a question. I don't need you.
Do you have a black child? Damn it.
Nike, what race is your daughter?
Oh my God! Shut the fuck
He's
up.
quiet.
I asked him.
You know, that's a daughter.
I asked him a fucking question. You fucking spurred. Shut up.
She's black and in college. So what?
Wow.
Okay, so Grim, do you have a?
And you sleeping on the road. Yeah, but you sleep in the car. Go ahead.
That's fine.
You
That's
like
fine.
black women over there,
Yeah, gross.
Grandma. You like black women.
Yeah, you gotta take some time.
No. He didn't even get to answer the question because you guys are splurging out. Shut the fuck up and let him answer the question.
Hey, Jack Sean don't like this. The darkies are.
Okay, alright, okay. See, you stupid goddamn autists don't know how to shut the fuck up. Just let him answer the fucking question. I will leave as soon as I'm done. As soon as he answers the question, I'll leave. Holy shit.
He's a black kid. Which, why are you spiraling, bro?
So Grim, did you say, do you have one or is that a rumor?
Yes.
Okay, you do, okay.
Aww.
I got rich.
So Pepe.
Oh, that was rich. That was
Yeah,
rich.
what the fuck? Look at you. You are satisfied. No, get back in there.
Adopted
Get
black
your
woman.
answer.
Undesirable.
I had my neighbors, they had a white father, black mother, really nice kids, and they turned out good looking.
Pepe, you sound like a hater. Do you like
No, I'm
black
not
women,
hating.
Pepe? 'Cause
I don't eat black
black men.
yeah, I think you be hating on black women because we don't.
I think, no, one of his best friends is a black woman.
Yeah, no, my wife on here is a black woman.
Yeah. And she's a race mix with him.
You talking about mine?
Yeah, mine is my honey, and no, everybody knows this. Everybody's known this for years. We are each other's guardian. We have each other's back, and we absolutely will tap anybody who attacks one of us. And so I personally, she's vicious, so I don't tell her when people insult me, so I go up the finger. Yeah, I go up always avoid it. I'm just curious if you are also like have been with the black woman, or is that too personal?
I've been with black, white, Mexican, Asian.
All of you get more pussy than him, Graham. Fucking shit.
Yeah, see, you smashed the rainbow, bro.
Yeah, one late night, was it a couple nights ago? I forget. Yeah, I had a drawn
You
out
fucked the black chick.
conversation where
Fuck the black chick.
I told the room that
You fucked the black chick.
Okay, shut up and let him speak, guys. He's telling us about the women he slept with. Shut the fuck up, you monkeys.
I was engaged to a black woman. Jesus.
I have twin fraternal daughters, and they're half bred.
Your wife, though.
Oh, look at that.
Your wife looks like you, fat white dog.
There you go. So these ladies, and she had a black husband. And when I say had, he was killed serving our country. She has two boys with him, and no, it happens. And she's a good.
Yeah, she got some good type.
And she was obviously not with the Tyrone.
Shallow, too.
She was with an actually
You know about that?
He was an officer, and so
which
obviously there's a lot of shut your fucking filthy autist mouth. Yeah, he was an officer, which obviously there's a lot of filtering that goes through that. Like, you can't just be.
God bless the Maces.
I got a horse dick. It's the size of my wrist.
No, you don't. You fucking.
Yeah, it's 93
You tiny baby bitch. Shut the fuck up.
I have a huge fucking. But why are you telling that to the man? Honestly, which my. Engaged with each other? He's partially gay too. I don't care.
No.
If he's from Cali, I can see that.
He's a sassy bottom bitch. He's just trying to show his power from the bottom. That's all he wants to do.
I'm not your
Yeah, I know you're not my type because I'm never desperate enough to
I'm not your type.
black buns. Shut the fuck up, fat
Entertain just Sean. That's just Sean that moves on that team. Entertain just Sean.
Okay,
I said I fucked my wife with my big dick. How am I on that team? I said my wife's 4'9" and you packed them up. What you gotta ask for them, Rich? Oh, Pepe always crash out leaves. Oh shit. Well, Grim, okay. I just want to dial back to an earlier point because I think you did a little bit of Germanic conflation, as I'll call it, right? When it comes to that you were saying, I think what you were trying to do is equate hard racism to hard banter. And that's not the same thing. Hard banter, right, has no actual economic effect and doesn't limit your progress. As you can see, that your Asian community, especially your type from the Samsung community, right? Shout out to Samsung. I'm using Samsung headphones. Shout out to you. Hey man, look, all the shit that they create, I don't think Apple was invented by a Jew. Just remember that. All right, cool. Steve Wozniak. Yeah, but they losing to Samsung. But yeah, all I'm saying, they losing. Speaker wise, electronic wise, better product. They have a hierarchy, and if I was to measure and take it into that, it doesn't. You don't fit into that conglomerate. So that makes you mid-tier. Mid-low level. Bring Shot is simple.
Yeah, but Night King, I don't think you're listening to what Grim is saying. He's saying that he's going to keep coming. And even if it's your opinion that he's mid-tier, he keeps coming. And he keeps coming. And he keeps coming. And he keeps coming. And he lifts weights. And he does squats. And he debates you mediocre debaters. And he keeps coming. And then he creates another room and he starts lifting some more weights and he starts doing some more squats and he starts jogging around the track and he's still talking to you degenerates. And he keeps coming. And he keeps coming. And he keeps coming. Even though you think Samsung is better than Apple, Grim will keep coming. Grim will come and he will fight you and you're over and over. And he will keep coming. And he will keep coming. And you degenerates will decide eventually that it was not worth it. And then you'll know the truth of the earth from your birth until your death. Death, I am complete.
And if you campaign a style like that, you don't relate to the people in your area that sound like hillbillies and whitewashing and all that kind of shit. That's why you didn't win the election.
You showed them kids, hey, you showed them kids sleep because you a little loud.
Oh, I mean, he's right with, yeah, he's are grown.
They don't wake up all that damn noise you make.
What way did you say that? I didn't catch it.
Well, it's not my opinion. It's actually the United States categorical opinion. Don't listen to that retard because he's new to this. It's an ally.
I think he's from America.
What? He's already specified. What is an ally? What is an enemy? One has a hierarchy, right, that has been established in the global trade market and shit.
We get it. There's a hierarchy, but you fail to understand that Grimm is going to keep coming. Grimm is going to fight you in your supremacist ways. You think you should serve him? Grimm is going to keep coming. He will not stop. Your opinions and your arguments, you're making no points, and it's a total waste of time.
He want to do this. This is what he does. Anyway, I'm just ignoring him. All I'm saying is, right, one is heavily scrutinized and pushed back against the not demonized. Right?
Look at Los Angeles.
And where it sits on the board of the global, right, UN elites, far as being in the in and being in the out. Now, that makes sense to you, bro? Or do I have to make it a little bit clear? Because I don't want to give you away. I just want you to recognize where you see that. It's the United States interpretation. It's not mine. Because I see no difference, right? Because they're all anybody that has subjugated my people and are just as marginalized as me are potential allies. So listen
Look
here.
at Los Angeles.
That's like you guys,
We have other cities that are very bad.
I'm still
New
not
York has a
getting
problem.
this mid-tier, how that comes
Just
in.
fucking categorically where you sit as an Asian, right?
Immigration, we don't have to end up like Japan.
We can just Koreans are close to the top. They're like them with the Singaporeans.
Why are we killing with all fucking corn dogs? Parents are a lot cheaper wages, and then we get some older.
Right. And I'm saying, look, like, so the way that we dissect Korea.
I'm out of here, gentlemen. Have a good night. Maybe I'll be back, but I can't take listening to Saber. This is so stupid. Good night, y'all.
There is no data.
There is a book that documents it very well. With all of the shows.
No, it's not. No economics that show that immigration adversely affects black people, black Americans here. It doesn't exist, and I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't exist. One, because there are a bunch of other factors that go into that. Number one, education level.
does not affect American.
No. Run it dry, Drew.
We
It's still one thing that I've said in the last 2 minutes that's true. One thing.
yes, that undocumented people were being bused to major cities. Do you know why they were being bused to major cities? Because the governors of those or of the other states derived from
With all due respect,
and so they said
you can't say
they were trafficked.
you can't
It's
say
like that. It's like
you can't say
it's like I can
Introduce you.
appreciate this.
The future boss.
You're making this claim that somehow
It's wise not to call him out.
It's the spirit.
I didn't say it was society.
I'm
Now
calling
I'm speaking to empty
Chicago
platitudes.
No, that's
a
not
hellhole.
what you said was a bunch of empty platitudes with no data to back it up.
What I'm
All
saying is
communication.
incredible.
If they weren't here, what is happening here? If we had, Daryl told you, it was 240 million people here. Now it's 350.
350 million people
If
live
all
here.
these motherfuckers weren't here, would we need as much taxes, Drew?
Yes. You
No,
know, we have an economy that's
We wouldn't even need as much housing. We have a housing crisis.
We
Did you think if them all them millions in their homeland, we would need all them damn homes?
Yes, we
This is
do.
crazy.
We still have people here who don't have houses.
Hold on, Drew. Drew, hold on a second. So,
You
Drew,
must have a
Drew, I'm sorry. So Drew, I would like for you to answer his question. If we did not have, listen to the term, illegal aliens currently in the United States, and do you currently know the actual number? Do you know a number? What's the actual number you believe that is illegal in the U.S.?
It's irrelevant.
One second, Nora, 1 second. So Drew, listen to me. You cannot say that when someone asks you a question, it's irrelevant because you're making a okay. All right, Drew. I want you to. Okay, I got it, Drew.
What is your educational background, if I may ask? What's your degree?
Okay, Drew.
Okay, that's
Before I answer
Do you guys want to let anybody else talk, or you guys just want to go back and forth a while? I'm sorry, Scott. I'm pretty quiet. I'm sorry. I appreciate you.
So
Why don't we go to?
Scott, I just came off mic.
Right. Started speaking, Scott.
What's that?
I just heard
You know, I think that Scott wants to
Who started speaking?
yeah, I think he wants to stop it from being a phone booth because honestly, I don't think that this is going to go anywhere. I think that he's kind of standing somewhere he wants to. You can do
NPC, I'm just trying to get a foundation, okay? Because what I did not hear from Drew is that the Black community have been responsible outside of government for themselves.
In every facet, we've been responsible for ourselves. We raise families, we have education, we have a growing demographic of Black women, but also Black men as well. We start businesses. We are in industries, particularly in government industries, obviously law enforcement, other parts of government, even postal working as well.
Do you want to move us all down
and also
just move everybody around and just keep the conversation with you guys?
I'm sorry.
No, we can all just move down. We can all just move down.
One mic.
What I'm saying is, I'm just gonna say this.
One mic.
There is no evidence.
One mic, you fat ass. One mic.
So there is no. Blessed. I appreciate Scott. Love, Tracy. I apologize for
Drew, keep being you. People like you are going to get Trump elected for a third term. Let me see.
Scott, this is one of the things I try to do is to stay away from ethnicity, because the platform that he came on first and foremost to talk about the bombings of Black communities and all these other things. So I don't know if you know the conversation that people who talk like this are anti-America and anti-white. Period.
That's fine, because at the end of the day, like, we can argue him down all we want, but like, even when he wins, he loses, because it doesn't really matter if we're going to virtue signal.
He's left. He's still controlling the conversation, which is fun. So let's keep talking about it. Now, please.
I'm going to say it over and over. The person that's responsible for all of us individually is you. Okay, that's it. I like it.
Look at Los Angeles up in.
All right, let's go to Howard Coffin, my dear friend. Would you like to share anything on your mind today, Howard? A different voice for the first time in 45 minutes?
No, certainly a very interesting conversation, everyone, and a lot of learning there, for sure. But Trump's not going to resign, so, you know what? Elections matter, and he's our president. Let's support him, and let's see what happens, right? That's where we're at.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, just elections. We have the midterms, and then and then maybe things will change. Let's go to Aleister Crowley.
Scott, I mean, I think if we look at the total statistics and analytics in the room, we're looking in the thousands of people that have touched down here. 10,000 plus! Incredible. Well, it's really the hard work of NPC and all the Adderall that his psychiatrist, I believe, prescribes to him, because I would never, ever in my life be able to say as much as NPC can. NPC, you seem to know everything. And I gotta say, knowing everything must be quite a burden. To be able to have opinions on everything, to know everything, Jesus Christ, man, you really are just a brain full of knowledge and such insightful opinion, NPC. Thank you so much for helping 10,000 people get enlightened today with your supreme wisdom. I am complete.
That's a buzzkill.
What is this kid talking about?
And Donald Trump is having holy shit. This motherfucker
Aleister, we can always print more money.
has to fight this war. You know,
You're right. It is autism gay TV.
All right, let me give you guys a little public service. Look, Summer, I'm gonna mute you for a second. I'm just gonna give you guys a little public service announcement. This is from the comedian Michelle Wolf. It's a critique of my party.
Republicans, love or hate Republicans, you got to admit, those guys are planners. They see a problem and they will chisel away at it until it's a swastika. They've been trying to overturn Roe v. Wade since it became a thing. They've been playing the short game, the long game, and they finally got it done. Now, Democrats also had a strategy to make sure Roe v. Wade wouldn't be overturned. And Democrats' strategy was, don't worry, it's not going to happen. Democrats' strategy is the same reason you need an abortion. You know what Democrats remind me of? Democrats remind me of that old guy who started Jurassic Park. Because I think we can all agree a dinosaur park is a fantastic idea. We would all love a dinosaur park. We would love that. But this guy didn't plan for anything. He wasn't like, what if there's a storm? On my dinosaur island in the middle of the ocean.
There you go, friends. Just a little public service announcement. My party is not working.
See, Scott, I kind of resent that as a Republican / Libertarian, because when I went to Springfield, Illinois to file for Congress, I saw African Americans there looking at me, and they're there because of the Republicans, because of the 1 million dead soldiers and the 2 million injured dead soldiers. So to make light of it and then to say, oh, they're Nazis and they want to stop women and doctors from murdering babies, I just got to say, you know, you might want to go read your Bible and reconfirm with Christ Jesus just exactly what it is that you believe in. I am complete.
Okay, look at this. This is died down. I'm gonna play one more clip.
Smart enough, you're not pretty enough, but do it anyway, you stupid idiot. What are you waiting for? What is good enough? Men aren't asking themselves these questions. There's no firefighter standing outside of a building being like, today I'll be my best self. No leader, no CEO, no conqueror. Genghis Khan wasn't looking in the mirror being like, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, my beard is fun and flirty.
Yeah, you're probably not good enough, but just do it anyway. Don't worry if your beard is fun and flirty. My beard is.
How's it been since she's had a show?
She does shows. I mean, I follow her on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. And she's doing shows all the time. She hasn't had a special in a while, but she's.
No, I mean like because that sounded like because you remember she used to have her own show.
I didn't see Michelle Wolf's show. No, I didn't.
you never. I thought that was a clip from her show.
No, I didn't.
Look at Los Angeles.
Yeah, I watch her. At least Sarah Silverman is slightly more attractive because really, like, she and Sarah Silverman are like in the same universe. But Sarah Silverman to me has more sex appeal than
Yeah, I don't really care. I think she's. Her humor doesn't depend on her sex appeal.
Oh no, but neither of them are funny, so I'm just looking at what else I think they're all over the universe.
I think they're both really funny.
I think. Really?
Yes.
I do.
No, you think Michelle Wolf is really funny?
Yes. I think a lot of her stuff.
I mean, Sarah Silverman, okay, here and there, but
we have different tastes. You don't have to. It's a
no. Like I just genuinely, I thought you'd tell me like,
really, you think she's funny? I mean, yeah.
No. Like I've never met anyone.
I'm sure there are comedians that you think are funny that I know. People have. You know,
I've never met a person who thought Michelle. I thought you were playing her ironically.
Well, you know what? There are lots of people that buy tickets and are fans. So NPC, it's shocking, right? But people are diverse, and they have really different tastes. And PB says she's funny down there in the chat. So it's shocking that we have different tastes.
NBC, do you think you're funny? Like, have you ever tried to do comedy, NBC, to make people laugh by doing voices or jokes or skits or singing? I mean, have you ever made anybody laugh? Hello?
I think you think you're funny.
Jester, that is annoying. Jesus Christ. He's not.
No, he has the voice of a person who sounds like they're trying to be funny.
Norm, you are uncharacteristically silent. I see you talking in the chat, but what is your, Norm, you've been here basically all day. What is your assessment of this marathon 10,000 person room?
I think it's remarkable. I think we may be reassured that people actually want intelligent conversation and good content, no?
Or content creating machinery. It's unbelievable.
I mean, is that normal to have 10,000 people come through? It's staggering to me.
Yeah, it's a little over. I mean, we've been here for 12 hours, 23 minutes. So, 900 some people an hour coming through the room.
Scott, Al, you guys might be some seniors or other seniors in this room, maybe Matt. There are laws Clubhouse that maybe you didn't detect in the real world prior to having so many conversations. Because honestly, I'm 43, and when I think about it, there's never been a time when blacks and whites and so many people can have just completely open and profane conversations in the public square in America. I've never seen it on the radio or television like this, and I'm talking vulgar, complete total profanity, hate speech, etc. I'm not, at 43, I'm like, this has never existed before. And now, I'm just wondering, have you noticed any laws of communication or laws of behavior? Hello?
I mean, there's Muhammad Ali and Michael Jackson, so.
Yeah, sir, that's a pretty stupid insight.
I was interested earlier in the room. There was a talk about natural law, which I think is morality natural. I do think that is fascinating.
I would say, with all due respect, I would say, your perspective is no bueno.
Perspective on what?
Well, I think, as somebody who understands, I think your perspective is no bueno, but that's fine.
Well, my perspective on what?
Well, first of all, you're being aggressive. That's fine.
What? I don't think I'd be great. I mean, I think you were saying you think.
Okay, calm down. Calm down. Okay.
I'm just curious what my perspective on what issue or what matter.
I think he's taking the back door, and I think he's waving the white flag, Scott.
You're being.
David has had too much tequila. This 12-hour session has overwhelmed. But back to communication or human behavior, because there's also a neurotransmitter dopamine creation that's happening in this room. 900 people an hour are creating dopamine. And so I'm just wondering, what if you just create dopamine, but there's no doing outside of Clubhouse, what was the real purpose, and was it worth it?
What's the real doing, man? What should I do outside of Clubhouse?
Wait, there's outside?
Yeah, you need to, with all due respect, you need to just calm down.
Yeah, so Scott, the question that you're kind of floating over, I thought it was. I don't even think that question is that sort of question. I think that question is an interesting question, like intro to philosophy. That's an interesting question for like 45 minutes. The objective versus is morality objective or subjective? Well, I think that's interesting. We treat it like it's subjective. I mean, I know most people that are reflective would say it's subjective, but when I feel transgressed, right, I immediately shift in my temperament and disposition to as if you've done something we all know and was a violation, and it is transcendent and objective. Now, when we talk about it,
Leslie,
when it's not directly involving us or something we care about, I think we generally are more detached, and we realize the subjectivity and the contextuality of things. But I think when we're violated morally, people are not. It's not like, well, your preference is like pepperoni pizza, and mine is pineapple, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, we act like those transcendent moral standards because otherwise we can't be incensed. We can't even have. So you partially answered the question. You can't even have a functioning society without objective morality. And just because, you can't even have a stable society without objective morality.
No, it's actually subjective morality, which gives us a stable society based on law. And until you start talking about the law, I think everybody, when you graduate high school, everybody should just be made an attorney at this point or a lawyer. And get right to the law, because your whole life, every transaction, everything ultimately comes down to the law. It's the joy of the world.
And Alistair, should they spend like a week in Springfield?
Never Springfield.
Well, NPC, this is where I think as a young man you're still developing, in the sense that if I were to ask you to give us your definition of economics or inflation occurs, I bet you can't even do that.
No, I can't explain how. If inflation means increasing the money supply, I can explain that.
You don't have to answer this question. You know, with all very threats.
All right, well, you got that one correct. And, we're at 40 trillion paying, $1 trillion a year in interest on a $40 trillion mortgage. If you were the president of America, what would your top 3 priorities be for we the people?
Buy more printers to print more money.
I do everything in my power to make sure that the country fails. Whatever Trump is doing, I up that times 3, because we need to just hit the wall, monetarily. I'll pull us out of all the phone wars.
Well, let's just the country failed. So you want to destroy the country? You're a revolutionary. You believe in chaos. You're an anarchist.
I'm an accelerationist. So
Uh-oh!
I think that America's heading towards a brick wall. And I believe in hitting the gas pedal as fast as possible so we can crash, look at the wreckage, call insurance, and get a new car. I'm waiting for the reset. I think things are going to get worse before they get better.
But Alistair, can't we just continue to print more money?
No. What's up?
Yeah, we can, but I would just say that I saw somebody at the bar the other day that had a t-shirt on in the back of it said, there is no political solution. And I would say it's the exact opposite of that t-shirt, that there only is political solutions, and politicians and bankers, they're going to have to work together to do, just, if you can make debt with a pen, I think that you should probably read the Tao Te Ching and realize that a great country is like cooking a small fish. You do too much, you ruin it. So the point is, as an accelerationist, as you've declared yourself to be, you're just a low IQ anarchist, and you should probably read more books, go to the gym, get a girlfriend, stop doing so much Adderall, and stop spending 12 hours a day debating every single person that comes into this room as if you know every single thing. But you didn't even spend 1 minute reading a book today.
Hey, but no, I want you to give us feedback for some reason. But I guess tell me something about like talking and being on Clubhouse just like everybody else, but whatever.
Come tell me.
Where did Alistair go?
I don't know who put him down. Somebody did. It was on.
Yeah, if anyone should go, it's David, not Alistair.
So Scott, were you the one talking about the laws of nature and nature's God, or was something else?
Yeah, I find that stuff interesting. Nature's God.
Do you think that there is a clear right or wrong for each individual?
I think morality. So I think it depends. It depends if you're asking me philosophically or theologically.
I mean, both sides of the coin, theologically and
There's
philosophically.
tons of stuff. There's tons of stuff I believe theologically that I can't justify philosophically. So if you ask me theologically, do I believe in objective morality? Well, probably more or less something akin to it or closer to it. But if you ask me philosophically, could I defend it? No, not philosophically.
Personally, in your own personal life, objectively, do you lean towards more of God's intervention with the laws of nature and nature's God, or do you do this over philosophy?
Look, I think I'm a Christian, and I try to, I try to be guided by I think what norms in the Christian tradition would say are, moral. But I mean, that's complex, right? Because the tradition is super complex and diverse, and so it's not like it drops from heaven or anything. But philosophically, I'm definitely a Nietzschean. I mean, probably most days, but that's where, foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of the narrow mind.
Yeah, but
In public, the shameless for innocent government.
Sorry, Normo.
So Scott, if I would say, based on your foundational belief system, based on what you said, would you say you lean more to following the principles of the Word of God versus our natural emotions and how we feel about something?
Well, I mean, I don't know that I think in general,
Howard.
I'm a pretty emotional creature. I mean, I'd like to think that
John is intelligent, but financially good, and fighter, believes in liberty and common sense.
are somewhat inclined.
The Monroe Proclamation, Joe will reduce prices. They know what
This is where I'm in Nietzsche. I don't know. I don't know how I make moral decisions. I mean, I could give you a story about how I make them, right? I could tell you a narrative about it, and it might correspond somewhat to what actually be able to live with ourselves and live with, the things we care about. So and oftentimes those stories are shaded at best, right? So I'd like to say I try to live.
By the way, do you believe in God?
I do.
Christian, just mainly theist, or like
I don't believe in God.
Look at Los Angeles, how bad it is.
Hello.
Killer Op.
Yeah, I'm Killer Op. How are you?
What's going on?
What is this shit Trump resigned to be? What's the chat about?
You could read the article from The Hill, which was published today. It's an article by William Becker, and he's a guy who's a decent Justice Department official in Wisconsin or something, and I think been in other political appointed offices, and he is saying that resignation is Trump's last chance of redemption.
Well, I don't really think he'll resign. He's already started the war. He's already covered up the Epstein files, so I don't think it's really going to come back for that. Resign for what? What are we going to resign for? He has like, what, 3 more years?
Okay, I have to for you. You said that he started a war. Okay, do you think that the President of the United States alone goes and starts a war? And then the other thing is, you said he personally covered up the files. So could you please explain to me, based on your understanding, how did those things happen in our republic?
He did. Look at it. Look what's going on in the world. Look at the gas. Look how many files he was in. Even Trump is the most corrupted person in Palm Beach County in America.
Okay, hold on. So you still did not give me basically. No.
It's fact. It's online.
Kim, could you please give me facts that you believe you have, not online information, because you made a couple statements. Number one, the President of the United States does not declare war in the United States. You know that, correct?
Okay, I know who declares war.
You tell me. I want you to tell me, because you just made it.
That's the people that's over the government, the military. That's the people that's over the government. And also him. He also has a say so in that as well.
No, I know, but who declares war in the U.S.?
Whatever my man's name is in general.
Okay.
The man in the green suit. War. Look at us.
The president is
Control of the military and democracy, brother. By design, so that they don't go starting wars.
Okay, no, I'm gonna ask you a prime example. Are you
Hang on. The president is the commander in chief. Have you ever heard that?
Yes, he's a commander in chief.
I see. So that's why he declares war.
Well, Norm, he doesn't. Technically, Congress is supposed to declare war. We've forgotten that in the Constitution.
Congress is supposed to approve it, but the commander is.
No. Congress is supposed to declare it.
Okay, how many people
he's like these guys? Thank you, Scott. Listen, guys.
We haven't done that since World War II. I mean, it's just
exactly
because Congress doesn't want most. I think, especially after Iraq II, people don't want to be on the record voting for wars, right? And people would rather let the executive do it, right? So we've shifted. Is allegedly a way to rein this in, right? So, and I was watching a video today where Barry Goldwater was saying the War Powers Act is unconstitutional, which is just fascinating, right? But basically, the War Powers Act says, I think there's 72, right? It was basically said that if the president sends the military somewhere, within 60 days, Congress can repeal it. So, but that's even a concession. I mean, it's the presidential. I mean, what the founders intended. I think it's actually a pretty brilliant structurally. Is that the people who wage the war don't control whether we go to war, right? Because this is subject to dictatorship, right? So they wanted to get the person, and they knew you can't run a war by committee. So when the war is declared, then the executive executes it. But the idea was that the people that declare it are the most deliberative representative body. And then it's run by the Committee of One, the president. But
like in America, no American should struggle, period. And I feel like what Trump is doing in America, every American is struggling in the world, even myself. And I'm 25. So that should tell you something.
So Kim, let me explain one thing to you, Kim. I'm 62. And I'm not struggling in America.
You know, you see problems.
Just ask him. Ask him why. Ask him why.
If we see, let me finish it. I'm gonna let you go after. You can ask him why. So, Kill, I asked you one question. I'm asking you another question. Why do you believe that the government is responsible for the outcome of your life?
Bro, the outcome of my life. I try to sign up for food stamps. Can't get food stamps. They barely want to give you food stamps. Then when they do come to con for them to try to give you food stamps, they want you to send this. They want you to say how much you make and this and that. If I'm struggling, $600-something, bro. I food, me, my girlfriend, get my phone, pay my phone bill every month. Even other expenses I got going on, I can't live. I can't save no damn money, dude. I can't save me a little bit of cheesy bucket. I'm gonna go shopping tomorrow, or, plan a day to go. I can't save no money in this economy. You can't save nothing in this world. I'm 25, man, and I'm struggling. Prime example, what you just said, you're 62. You ain't struggling at all. That's the same thing I tell my grandma. You're 71. House paid off, car paid off, other car paid off. You have no bills or expenses. Only thing you pay, what is a water bill and a light bill, and your phone should be nothing to you guys. And most of you guys, no disrespect, get Social Security or some type of pension or retirement check. I'm 25. I don't get nothing after work every day, Monday through Friday, and try to make a living out of myself. It's little me none of it.
Okay,
And that's
so
free insurance.
I'm 27, and I'm also relatively poor. I'm not as broke as you, but I'm not too far away.
And I've been to prison.
Oh, congratulations.
That's not like congratulations.
Well, yeah, not, but
no, but he has increased points, so it's a
he got bigger points. Tell him.
Like you feel what I'm saying? It's hard for me to find a job. Like when people look at me, it's like, bro, come on now.
But you can find a woman.
But he can find a girlfriend easy.
Yeah, he can find a girlfriend.
You can find that easy. You want to come?
Exactly. But I don't understand how any of those is the president's fault.
It is the president's fault because maybe he should do something for the people and people that's in low.
But no. You complained about having to do the paperwork to even qualify for food stamps.
Bro, listen, you're not understanding what I'm saying. If you can let a fucking foreigner come over here and get some fucking food stamps that fucking easy,
but Don Draper's trying to get rid of those niggas.
He ain't got rid of them motherfuckers yet, and they still get.
Weren't they just complaining about getting rid of them last year?
They still ain't gone. They still here. I work with them every day.
Yeah, I know. So earlier in the conversation, I was trying to tell another person about how unregulated illegal immigration, how it affects Black people with no. Do you have a college degree?
Bro, I've been to prison, gang.
I already knew the answer to that question. So.
There's World War III, bro. We have bigger problems than Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Well, we have way bigger problems.
So, what would it
Yeah, B values actual assets and commodities and things, tangible things. Yeah.
That's likely, then yeah, get some gold.
Remember that story?
Yes.
With all due respect,
With all due respect, David Bobadilla loves to drink tequila. Yeah, Danny, have a baby with David's dad.
There you go.
Sugar. Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. With all due respect, David.
Danny, what the fuck is going on with you? Whoa, don't use the F word.
Tommy, will you buy my hotel room? Help me out.
Whoa, what the fuck is going on with you? Whoa.
I don't know. You're trying to put me in jail, Tommy. I don't know.
Nobody's trying to put you in jail. I think you need help. Nobody's trying to put you in jail. I don't got time for that shit. You're gonna put yourself in jail the way you're talking. Whoa.
Danny, don't believe that's just part of the psyop, Danny.
No one should have time to put me in jail because I haven't done anything wrong for people that have
Danny, I think you're suffering from a manic episode. I think you need professional help. It's not a joke, or you're rage baiting. You're rage baiting. You're a liar.
Okay.
You're a fucking liar.
I don't know what things I did that's so bad that
The way you got everybody wrapped around your finger with this, oh my god, Danny's fucking crazy. I love it, dude. You're just a fucking rage baiter.
Yeah, calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Yeah, you are, Danny. For the last 3 months, every day is the same old bullshit. Go to a fucking site, go get help.
Yasmin, I tagged you on X.
All this fucking hell.
Yasmin, I tagged you on X. If you could please retweet, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Bird Honk. Bird Honk.
Take control, Danny. Give me more.
Wait, no, I'm in Hicksville. What do I do now?
You go to the board and go get yourself checked in.
No, I need to find an Indian to give me a place to live. They might like my look. They all.
Danny, I can send you $300 so you can get a nice hotel room tonight.
He's lying, guys. She's okay.
Danny, do you want me to send you $300 for the hotel?
Yeah, send me $300 while you're at it too, because I want to be a fucking retard.
Honestly, I would feel bad unless you made that $300 off of my content.
No room tonight.
Well, we're working as fast as we can to try to. What? You lost your what? Oh, you lost your passion. You lost your passion. I love that.
Listen, David, what have you been drinking tonight?
Oh, I want to get drunk.
No, Daddy. Go to your parents' house.
I want to get drunk and have sex.
No, you're not allowed. Go to your parents' house.
Oh my gosh, I'm in trouble.
Danny, go.
Do you have any preferences? Like what kind of alcohol, what kind of sex?
Start slow and see where we go from there.
I'm gonna say cello shots and a fisherman wearing plaid.
That's been
Am I on the
With all due respect, these are the boss guys.
am I
Danny, if you have sex with a Muslim man, he'll make you his bride slave. You'll never escape. You'll become his
I don't
property.
want that energy, actually.
Good. Rethink about it. You got to learn Mohammedan law.
This shit is so fucking raging.
What
You're such a fucking liar, Danny. It's fucking incredible.
Are you looking for like generic white guy energy? Are you looking for a chick? Like
Danny, first of all, are you using Hinge?
Everyone's telling me to sleep with a woman. No, it's not. It's really not. Everyone's telling me to have sex with a woman. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't even think that will happen if you guys send me to jail. Like, I used to joke around and be like, oh, as long
That was fucked up. Why did you do it just now?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Why are you joking about his friend
I'm
dying?
not joking. I'm just letting you.
Oh my god, there's a tummy and there's a tumnus.
Oh, no.
Hey, girls. Hey, girls. Hey, girls.
I know Carmelita told y'all. Yeah, my friend's dad. I had about 7 of my friends died.
Oh, no.
Sorry to hear that.
That was in the news?
Or if there are 3 of y'all left, 4 or 5,
That's what
6.
you got for gangbanging.
Oh, yeah. But
Hey, Carmelita, you better watch your motherfucking mouth. Don't play with me. You hear me? You hear me, girl? Don't fucking play with me.
you stop trauma dumping on us. We don't want the dump. Please stop.
But she ain't fucking with me, though. I ain't fuck with her.
No, we don't want the dump, baby. Stop.
I want Michelle's dump on my mouth.
Oh, my God.
I'm just trying to make a joke right now, guys. Shut up. But
He wants you to take a shit in his mouth. Please stop.
shut up, Avery.
You say Carmelita?
When you let white people in the room, they just take it.
Why do you all of a sudden?
See, he's laughing now.
So
No one.
Look like brothers.
Let me see. Do they look like? Is this the same person?
No.
You put along with them hard ass eyebrow humps.
Grip my man.
Do it again. You ugly bitch. Do that again.
You're jealous of them.
Oh my god. beautiful. Ashanti, Ashanti.
Ashanti.
I said, yeah. Does anybody want to fix the? Tommy's not really.
Get to work, slave.
Get.
Who the fuck you calling a slave? I know you ain't calling me no motherfucking slave. You better watch your motherfucking mouth. I don't play that shit. If you ever work fire,
Alright, I want to dedicate this next song to all of Gino's homies who had their last breath today from life to death. God bless. I hope they learn the truth of the earth. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
this bitch ass nigga. Why you shot, pal?
Hold on, dude. Is that a mouse heart? All right.
Well, thank you, Alistair Crowley, for alleviating some of the stress in the room. I don't know where it came from, but you did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look for me.
Hey fam, it was good till you stopped. Why you stop with that bitch ass shit? Why you stop? It was and damn.
Come sex mistress a shower, slave.
Cornbread. Don't you ever in your motherfucking life call me a slave in your filthy ass, big ass, forehead life. You hear me, cornbread? Don't you ever. Don't you ever fix your motherfucking lips. Call me that ever
tomorrow.
Is anybody else's city having the weirdest like weather drops at nighttime? It's getting down to like 30 or 40 degrees, or is
Oh,
it
you are around New York. Yeah. It's getting cold as hell in this area.
I just wonder.
No, fuck that. Why y'all something? Cornbread keep fucking with me and I'ma smack this shit out.
Everybody worked on the plantation for Alistair. Oh, Lord.
Is this the remix?
Y'all keep trying to take up for cornbread. Keep fucking with me, right? That bitch said something against me. I don't like that. And cornbread, say it again. Say it one more motherfucking time. He fucking with me.
Hey, slave. How you doing, slave?
Say it again, bitch. Bitch, say it again. Call me a slave again, bitch. I don't see shit funny, yo. You keep fucking. Hey, y'all.
Delusional.
Hey, y'all see her? She fucking with me, right?
Eat your cornflakes.
You need to go drink your Ensure.
You need to be
Cena.
Call me that again. Call me that again. I'm not no fucking slave.
What are ya?
I'm a black man.
what did black men used to be?
He set himself up for that one.
Yeah, you got me right there. Slaves.
No, they black men used to
Be
be.
quiet, slave, and get to work.
I can't stand this bitch.
Mistress needs her shower motherfucker replaced.
I do.
Gino, don't lower yourself to these transsexuals. They're not worth it.